Hey guys, Gambling CS here with another knife review. This is of the Spyderco Byrd Cara 2. This is the second take. First one ended 5 seconds in because I said Kershaw Byrd Cara 2. So that was just complete idiocy. I just did the review on the OD2 and I said Kershaw a lot for some reason. Anyway, so onto this new, well actually it's not even new anymore. It's it's used, like new in box. It's a great knife. Overall construction is phenomenal, even though it is from China. Quality control is fantastic. Thank you, thank you, Spyderco and the Byrd Company, whatever you want to call yourselves, for doing that. Overall construction, there is two versions of this. There is the FRN and the G10. I got G10 because I wanted to try it out. It's one of the few G10 knives I have, and it's really grippy, and I'll probably do some mods on it later. Aside from that, it's got Torx bits all the way through, classic Spyderco design on the clip. This is like the new Spyderco clips, like on the Tenacious. Don't pay attention to the attachment, just the clip design. It's got this nice kind of splayed out front, mashed out, and it's nicer. It's a lot better than the old ones. Though I must say, this is a lot looser, and I like this a lot more because it doesn't tear up my jeans as much as the Tenacious. This thing is it's ridiculously tough. Need to loosen that one up. Anyway, so it's great. Well, I'll talk about the clip a little more in detail later. Great knife. Has a classic Comet bird eye opening hole. Open it all the way up. It's got a nice 3-inch blade, full flat grind. I did not enjoy the blade that was originally on here, the edge. It wasn't as sharp as I would like it to be. It was at like a 30-35 degree angle, just not as much fun as I wanted, so I tried doing it myself, but this was the second time I've tried to completely reprofile a knife, and it worked well, kind of. I ended up with a saber grind on one side. There's a double bevel, but it's just very flat, angular double bevel. And then on the other side I did a convex edge. Which just, it made cutting look really funny. It curved whatever was on top, and since I'm left-handed, whatever was on top started doing a lot of curlicues. Like, no matter how thick it was, it would do curlicues. So, no, I had some entertainment with that. But I finished it up and fixed that this morning, so that's all good. Made in China, but like I said, quality control is great. It does not flow through. It does have spacers. I mean, being locked back, I wouldn't expect it to be a flow through. Excuse me, I don't know why I'm burping so much. It does have this metal spacer, which I am and I'm not a fan of. I'm kind of indifferent right now, but it's really weird. It definitely weighs down the knife. Like, you definitely feel the heft in it from all that metal, but it does give you some grip when you do lower grips on it. If you were to use this for self-defense, which I would hope not, but if you did, your thumb can get a lot of grip out of this when you're holding it in such a fashion. I'll hold it like this. Use this as like a primary finger choil and grab this around. Get a lot of friction from your thumb right here. And get a lot of reach too. But I like choking up on it, so that's not that big of a problem, just a little extra weight. I'm not opposed to weight either, so not a problem. Like all classic Byrds and Spydercos, it has the 4 points for the clip, though mine stuck in tip up right hand because I stripped this screw and it's being annoying and I want to kill it and destroy it. Probably send it into the to the company to get that fixed, but that's not a problem. I don't mind. Anyway. So it can be locked back, like I said before. 8CR13 MOV steel, great knife. It is kind of in a leaf-shaped design, but it's a spear, no, not spear blade. Excuse me, a drop point. It is a drop point blade. Now, as you can tell, it has a lot of grip in the front, and then it's got this really nice deep finger choil. I really like that for cutting on ropes because it has this great belly. I can really get some sawing motion into it and choke up on it. It's really got a lot of pressure behind it. It does have jimping both on the bottom right here, throughout in the handle, right on the steel liners, and on the the underbelly, the finger choil itself of the knife. And on a thumb ramp right here, which is great. There are some problems with quality control. When I got mine, I got several nicks up here already, straight from the factory. Let's find my magnifying glass, and I'll get it. Oh, don't want to turn that. Magnifying glass. Okay. So, if you could see that, no, you can't really see it too well. There are nicks right up there. It doesn't bug me too much. Second thing is right on here. See, it's got like a chip out of there, and that came straight from the factory. I mean, this is all stuff that came from the factory. Otherwise, I could care less, and it's just my carelessness about it. I had one more thing. I'm not sure if it's like this, but there's a space between the lock and the spacer, and that kind of bugs me. But whatever. I mean, that's not a problem. It's not that big of a problem. It's not losing its security or anything. I mean, none of these problems are really that big. Just some quality control issues, but whatever. That's $30 knife. I don't have to complain about it. Anyway, full flat grinds, fantastic. Cutting is okay. I'll get the cut test started in a bit. Same two things that I have been cutting. Has big lanyard hole, perfect for a 550 paracord. G10 scale. Oh, the steel liners. Now, they are relatively thick steel liners, but they are drilled out. You can't see it too well. Get the magnifying glass back. Nope, that does not help at all. It is milled out inside, so that's nice. Nice little touch, but it's still a good 3 ounces or so. Phosphorus bronze washers, which, for those who don't know, is fantastic. Normally, nylon wash, it's a toss-up between nylon and phosphorus bronze. Now, normally phosphorus bronze is better. It is. Nylon's just cheaper, so you might find that in normal knives. But Cara 2, Tenacious, and all the other Spyderco knives have phosphorus bronze washers, including, in fact, my Spiderfly. Ta-da! Well, if you don't know, one of the rivets popped off. I'll explain that later. Anyway, talked about the clip, all that jazz. There's not really much else to talk about. Oh, I recently heard, I believe it was from Exacto, that the Byrd Cara was kind of designed as the poor man's Enduro, which makes sense. I mean, I could see the blade shape from the Enduro 4 in this, just without the comet hole, and I had the classic spider hole. But yeah, I don't know. I like this design a little bit more because I don't think you could choke up as much as you can here as you can with the Enduro. But that's just me. Now, if you don't know, I do like slimline knives. I like a lot more slimmer profile. Like, if I had a toss-up between Sebenza and Strider SNG, I'd have to go for the Sebenza. That's just how I am. I don't really abuse my knives. I've got other tools to abuse and not care about. So, I'd rather go with the Sebenza. And this is about the biggest knife I've seen that's in that streamlined quality. If you look at the Tenacious, it's a really great knife. It's got better deployment. It's just so much smoother than this. That's something I have to talk about. So much smoother, and there's a whole lot more belly in here, even more blade length, as you can see, just extra 1/8 inch. They're both full flat grind. This one's nicer because it can be a deeper cut with this much longer steel, but it's just really bulky. If I put it in my pocket, one, the clip's really tough, and two, this is a lot of space with flies to get my hand in the pocket, versus when I have this closed up, if I overlay them, try to get them nice and even. Actually, you know what, I'm going to do it by pocket. Okay, so you can't see, if you can see, you can see where the Byrd Cara ends. It's about an 1/8 inch between here and this, which doesn't sound like much, but it really does seem like a lot when it's in your pocket. So that's something that just bugs me. Plus, it's a lot more abrupt. I mean, it just goes like, it's just such a wider angle than this one, because it is the same length, but it's just, it thins out a lot more. It's a shallower angle. Deployment, Byrd Cara has a lot thicker deployment. It's just not as good. It could be because I was tinkering around with it, but when I got it, it was pretty bad deployment anyway. So, not something I really care too much about. I can't flick it like I can. Wow, that was a fail. Come on. I guess not. Whatever. I normally can flick it, but I normally can't right now. So, not like the Tenacious. which is not that big of a deal. But whatever. I mean, I can still get it out one-handed. Oh, if you're wondering, that's how I close lockback knives. I depress it, flick forward, and normally have it hit my finger on the finger choil or the ricasso. Not the best practice. I don't suggest you do that. That's just an old habit for me, and I've definitely paid for it, or at least my finger has. Yeah, so overall, great knife for $30. Phenomenal. I suggest you get it. Lockback. Oh, wait, cut test. Can't forget cut test. Alright, so newsprint. Oh, come on. There we go. Newsprint, all good and dandy. Throw that to the side. Or, excuse me, that was printer paper. This is newsprint. Eek. There we go. Not taking as big swipes because I'm not as practiced with this, and printer paper is a lot more not flexible, but what is that word called? Forgiving. There we go. A lot more forgiving when it comes to cut tests. There we go. Because it's just thicker, so it can withstand a little bit more force at a different angle. But newsprint is very, very picky. Kind of like an Alfa Romeo. Only works once a week, but when it does, woohoo! Anyway, so great knife, phenomenal. I definitely suggest you at least check it out. The first one, the only difference is a little bit different in the handle design, and it's a hollow ground knife instead of full flat grind. Both of them I really suggest for a great EDC. They're both great big EDC knives. Alright guys, thanks a lot for watching, and have a nice day.